guys, how are you? I hope you are all doing fine. I was recently going through a phase where I've purchased a lot of drugstore concealers, and then a drugstore event came up on the top, so I've found myself with even more concealers. And I've came up with this funny idea that I should do a video where I put 5 of the most highly rated drugstore concealers to the test. I want to really test them side by side, and by the end of this video to be able to tell you exactly which one is the best drugstore concealer and which one is like a you can skip it. I'm also filming in parallel a similar video for drugstore foundations, so you want to be subscribed and ring the bell to not miss that one either. So, those being said, I would like to invite you now to watch the video, and we will see each other in the end with the final conclusion. In the beginning of this video, I want to mention that I have dry under eye area with certain fine lines, so I always look for a concealer that wears nicely, does not accentuate any texture and doesn't dry out that area. First concealer that I have tested is it coming from Rimmel, London. And this product is it also new for me. I match myself with the shade Porcelain, and the only downside I can see so far is that they have available only 6 shades. And the one that I'm using is the lightest. So here's how it swatches, and we will see later if it oxidizes. With skin tone adapting technology and a soft precision brush, Match Perfection Concealer banishes signs of fatigue and blends evenly for visibly perfected skin. This concealer has skin tone adapting technology, banishes signs of fatigue, illuminates the eye area, and is it provided with a soft precision applicator, which personally I am not a big fan of. I would have rather preferred a doe foot one or just some squeezy tube, but hey, let's not be so negativist from the start. So I love the coverage it offers, and as you can see from my face, blending it into the skin, it's a joke. I didn't try any other concealer that blends so easy on the under eye area. I just want to build it up a bit more, especially close to the tear duct area, because there I tend to lose the coverage the easiest way. As you can see though, it oxidizes and quite a while, so I am glad that I got the lightest shade. I will set it with a powder, and I'm going to use this Maybelline Masterfix setting powder, not only today, but throughout all these testing days. I will go offline and apply the rest of my makeup, and I will come back. So this is how it looks like, and I really like it so far. Let's see how it will act throughout the day. After 8 hours of wearing the Rimmel Perfection Concealer, this is how my under eye is looking. Not bad, I have seen worse. I have a decent coverage, the concealer did not crack and has just a bit settled onto my fine lines, which is normal. But I don't look dehydrated, and this is a good sign. What I have noticed is that concealer has oxidized quite a lot, so this is the lightest available shade. Keep that in mind when you are looking for a shade to match yourself. So I give the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer 3 out of 5 stars. And if you are wondering why I'm blinking so fast, I think it is because of the ring light that was blinding me. The second concealer that we are going to test is it coming from E.L.F, and is it one of their highly rated concealer, the 16 Hours Camo Concealer. This one is a bit newer. I think it was released this year, if I'm not wrong. Is it delivered in 18 shades, and at least this is what I could see on the E.L.F website, because where from I purchased mine, I had a very poor range of shades to choose from. It claims to be full coverage to last up to 16 hours, is provided with a large doe foot applicator, which reminds me of the tart shape tape, and it's meant to conceal, correct, contour and highlight for a flawless skin. The highly pigmented formula is lightweight, dries matte and won't settle into fine lines or creases, ideal for all skin types. I've decided to use a brush for one side of my face and the blender sponge to blend the concealer on the other side of my face. I'm sorry that I didn't have this idea on the day before. But using the brush is a bit gimmicky, given the fact that this concealer has extreme coverage. You saw how little I've applied. This shade Fair Rose that I have is really light, but I'm testing in parallel another foundation which it happens to be lighter, so the contrast won't be too high on this case. I like the coverage that it offers, but is a bit on the drier side for me. From some reason I think it looks more whitish on the camera, but on real life is not that bad though. Even though I set it with powder to be sure it won't crease, and it looks better. What it doesn't look good is my under eye bags, which I have from sleeping only 4 hours for last night. Don't ask. The formula, it oxidizes a bit, thanks God, and we will see how it will look after several hours of wear. So far I look too pale, and this is in perfect match with the lack of sleep that I've gone through. After 8 hours of wear, I'm quite surprised about the staying power of this concealer. Being so full coverage, I would not expect it to last more than 2 hours without getting horrible creasing. I love how it looks, especially on my right eye, but the left eye doesn't look bad either. It looks a bit worn off close to the tear duct area, but this is because I was rubbing my eyes at some point due to some allergy. Of course, I would be loved to get a bit darker shade, but this is the risk when you are ordering products online. So I will give to E.L.F. Camo Concealer 4 out of 5 stars. The third day starts with my favorite concealer, since I discovered it last year. So I'm really happy to finally do a proper wear test on camera for it. Well, this is my oldest one. I still have some product left, but for the sake of the video, I decided to unseal the new one that I have in my backup drawer. I know I act as a 4 years old, but I have one child at home that has this age, so it might be contagious. Who knows? Okay, so excuse me, I didn't mention that today I'm testing the Catrice HD Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I have the shade Porcelain, which is the 4th lightest shade from the total of 17 shades. There have been added some more shades this year due to the high success of this product. This shade is my perfect match of all concealers that I ever had, and when I'm on a drugstore wanting to get a new concealer, I always get a swatch from this one, and then I try to match what I intend to buy to be as close as is possible to this actual shade. So the Catrice Camouflage Concealer claims to be long-lasting, liquid concealer for weightless coverage, highly pigmented and waterproof formula, instantly hides dark circles, imperfections and redness. What I like about it is the fact that no matter the tool you use to blend it, either brush, sponge or even your fingertip, the coverage and the finish, it is the same. Flawless. And there is no need to mention that delivers high coverage without looking cakey and drying out the under eye area. And now to see the swatches. You see the first swatch, and this is the fresh one. They are almost the same shade, so not much oxidizing, my friends. This concealer is close to perfection. My under eye area is screaming from some nice photos. And to be everything on the same note, I'm wearing another Catrice sister of it, the Coverage Foundation. Yay! Today we're in the family! I have been wearing this concealer for straight 10 hours. And though if you look up close, you cannot tell that. I have other concealers that don't wear so perfect even after they are freshly applied, so yes, this concealer is a winner. So far, the only place where it's slightly worn off is around my tear duct area, again. I have an allergy which makes my eyes itch, and that is the only place where I can scratch without touching my eye makeup. But the concealer looks fresh, has not collected into my fine lines, and I totally can rock another few hours with this coverage. Even my eyeshadow has started to fade, but the concealer is keeping well. So yeah, is it getting without any doubts 5 out of 5 stars. Moving forward to the fourth concealer that we are going to test today. This is also one of many people love and a cult product of the Maybelline brand. This super concentrated treatment concealer features a micro corrector applicator to help instantly erase dark circles and fine lines. This is the fresh swatch. I match myself onto the shade Light Warm, and there are in total 18 available shades, so one shade more than the Craze Camouflage one. Don't mind that the written is in German. I bought mine when I was shopping in Austria, but the product is widely available, including here in Czech Republic. I think it's one of the most expensive one out of all the drugstore concealers that I own, and in US retails for $9.99. And this is the America's #1 concealer. Woo! I didn't knew that! I cannot see any difference between brush or sponge application, and I think either method delivers a great result. Maybe this is also because of the sponge applicator that is provided with. I can say though that when I'm blending it with the brush, I get slightly more coverage. And this is as much as it oxidizes, nearly to nothing. Wow, the hype is real so far. I think it looks amazing. On camera, it looks that I could have added a bit more close to the tear duct area. Over-applied concealer can make you look older, and I don't like that. I prefer to be just tired at my real age. Here we are after 9 hours of wearing the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I will zoom you a bit to see up close, but I can tell you that is looking great. Is it slightly creased into my fine lines, but this is only noticeable from this small distance. Also, the coverage is at almost the same consistency as it was 9 hours ago. I have more product close to my tear duct. I think the coverage is slightly higher than the Craze one, and if you are not disturbed by the sponge applicator that is it coming with, I think you would love this product. I'll definitely give this concealer 5 out of 5 stars. The last drugstore concealer that we are going to test is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I have the shade Citrus, and they have in total 50 shades. Woohoo! So this one has the most impressive selection of shades. It was compared also by many people with the Tarte Shape Tape, mainly because of the formula and the giant doe foot applicator. But we have seen that also on E.L.F, so I don't own that concealer, so I cannot testify if it's a dupe or not. And this is how it swatches. It claims to be a lightweight yet full coverage concealer to cover blemishes, even skin tone, and counteract dark circles with a matte finish that won't settle or accentuate fine lines and pores. Okay, we will see that. Both brush and sponge application deliver full coverage indeed. One thing is it nice about this product, and this is the fact that it blends really easy. On my right eye, I already have few creases, so I pat those with the finger in order to not set them with powder. It's the first concealer that behaves like this in a few minutes after application. After setting, it doesn't look bad. Let's see if it oxidizes. So it looks that it's not oxidizing too much. The fresh swatch is the one on the top. And so far everything looks nice. Guys, I have to go outside, so there is an update after 5 hours of wearing. The concealer looks awful. I have plenty of creases and separations. Even the mascara has smudged out, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with the concealer separation because I have worn this mascara before and it didn't do that. So I will do a bit of a touch up, but I will only tap a bit with my finger and I will clean the under eye smudges from the mascara. Finally, we are here after 9.5 hours of wearing the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and I cannot wait to get rid of my makeup for today. Foundation is also in a bad shape, but this is subject for another video. Let me zoom you in to see exactly what it happens. Not only that it creases so bad, but I have a weird texture like a separation or white patches. This didn't happen with any of the concealers that we have tested out on this video. I think I zoomed too much and the image is blurred. So, it's definitely a no between me and Conceal and Define by Makeup Revolution. And it will get 1 star out of 5. Sorry for those of you who loves it, but I definitely don't. So, this is the last concealer that we have tested, and thank you so much if you have made it till here. Now let's see which one is the winner. Okay guys, here we are after 1 week of testing. It was really fun for me to film throughout those days, but I'm really happy that I could get to the end. Now let's find out together which one of these 5 concealers I think it is my favorite. I made some notes here, so if you see me looking down, it's because I just don't want to forget some points. As you can tell already, we know that the Makeup Revolution is my least favorite concealer. And also I thought about the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer, it's kind of average. I thought the E.L.F. Camo Concealer is an interesting formula. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to last so well on me due to the fact that it's really dry, and usually those dry and full coverage concealers are cracking the crap out of my under eye area. So I might consider to purchase this one in a shade more appropriate to my skin tone. So now there is between Craze HD Camouflage Concealer and the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And is it really hard for me to pick a winner, because as you have seen before, I give them both 5 stars. Both are wearing nice, the coverage that they offer is perfect, they don't crease, they don't budge, they don't dry out my under eye area, so they are exactly what I'm looking to a concealer. But if I need to pick a winner, then I will pick the Craze HD Liquid Camouflage Concealer. So yes, this is still my favorite concealer out there. And I will tell you the reason why. Because I've noticed that it's a bit more hydrating for my under eye area. So if you are struggling with a very dehydrated under eye area, you will find the Craze concealer that is a bit more hydrating. We all noticed, and I think I mentioned that on the actual footage, that the Maybelline, it looks just a tad bit drier, but this is not bothering, this is almost not noticeable, but we have to pick a winner. That's why I'm bringing you those justifications. Also, there is another aspect that you might take in consideration, that the Craze one is half of the price of the Maybelline one. At least here in Europe it retails for 4 euros, or I think 3.45. I think in US it's a bit expensive, but even though it's less than Maybelline that retails for 9.99, and Maybelline here in Europe I think it's around 9 or 10 euros. So yeah, those being said, this is my favorite concealer from Drugstore, the Craze HD Liquid Camouflage Concealer. And also I want to tell you that no matter what happens, from now on, until I will discover another holy grail, I will not be left in my collection without the Maybelline and the Catrice concealers. I will always have a backup in my drawer of those concealers because I think those are amazing products. You cannot go wrong with any of these concealers. If you know someone who can benefit by viewing this video, if they are looking for a great concealer, if they are looking for advice or pros and cons, then please share this video with them. And also, if you like it and you want to share it with your social media, I wouldn't mind if you will do so. Don't forget to check my other review videos, including my Drugstore foundation battle that will come up really soon. I will have it add here on the description box when it will be available. But other than that, I want to thank you, all of you, for sticking with me and watching my video. And other than that, have a great day, and I will see you again really soon. Mwah!